Welcome to our channel. In this episode, we're going to be unpacking the monster called fatigue. Fatigue is a silent killer that kills slowly and uninvitedly ravages your whole world in ways you don't want to imagine. Please pay attention because this is very important. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Fatigue is more than just feeling sleepy. It is a deep sense of tiredness, low energy, and reduced ability to keep going, even after rest. People often describe it as feeling drained, heavy, sluggish, or mentally foggy. Unlike ordinary tiredness after a long day, fatigue can last longer, affect daily life, and make simple tasks feel difficult. Fatigue can affect the body, the mind, or both at the same time. Physical fatigue may make your muscles feel weak or your whole body feel worn out. Mental fatigue can make it hard to concentrate, remember things, or stay motivated. Some people feel fatigue as constant exhaustion. Others notice it only during work, exercise, or stress. There are many possible causes. Lack of sleep is one of the most common. Poor nutrition, dehydration, stress, anxiety, depression, illness, and certain medications can also contribute. Sometimes fatigue is linked to medical conditions such as anemia, thyroid problems, diabetes, infections, or autoimmune diseases. That is why ongoing fatigue should not always be ignored. Short-term fatigue often improves with rest, better sleep, and time to recover. But chronic fatigue is different. If tiredness lasts for weeks or months or comes with symptoms like fever, weight loss, pain, shortness of breath, or mood changes, it may be a sign that something more is going on. In those cases, a medical evaluation can help find the cause. Understanding fatigue matters because it affects how people work, think, move, and live. It can reduce productivity, increase accidents, and lower quality of life. The good news is that many causes can be managed once they are identified. Fatigue is not laziness, and it's not just being out of shape. It's a real symptom with real causes, and paying attention to it is an important step toward better health. Can fatigue be avoided? The honest answer is not completely. Fatigue is part of being human. Your body and brain use energy every second, and after enough stress, work, poor sleep, or illness, that energy runs low. But while you may not be able to eliminate fatigue forever, you can reduce it a lot and keep it from taking over your day. The first step is understanding the difference between normal tiredness and something deeper. Normal fatigue often shows up after a long day, hard exercise, or a bad night of sleep. It usually improves with rest, food, hydration, or a break. But if exhaustion lasts for weeks, gets worse, or comes with other symptoms like dizziness, shortness of breath, pain, or mood changes, it may be a sign of an underlying issue that needs attention. A big part of avoiding fatigue is protecting your basics. Sleep is the foundation. Irregular sleep schedules, too much screen time late at night, and not enough hours in bed can drain you fast. Eating enough, staying hydrated, and getting regular movement also matter. Skipping meals, living on caffeine, or sitting all day can make energy crashes feel normal when they don't have to be. Stress is another major cause. Mental fatigue can be just as real as physical fatigue, and often the two feed each other. If your mind never gets a break, your body eventually feels it too. That's why pacing yourself, taking short breaks, and setting boundaries can be more effective than pushing harder. Still, some fatigue cannot be avoided because it comes from illness, medication, sleep disorders, anemia, thyroid problems, depression, or other medical conditions. In those cases, the goal is not to force more energy out of yourself, but to find the cause and treat it properly. So, can fatigue be avoided? Not entirely, but it can often be prevented, reduced, and managed. The key is not chasing endless energy. It's building habits that help your body recover before exhaustion becomes overwhelming. Fatigue is one of the most common reasons people feel stuck, unproductive, and overwhelmed. The first step to managing it is understanding that fatigue is not just about being sleepy. It can come from poor sleep, stress, dehydration, lack of movement, too much screen time, an unbalanced diet, or even an underlying health issue. So instead of pushing through it blindly, start by noticing when it happens and what seems to trigger it. A strong sleep routine makes a huge difference. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Reduce caffeine later in the day and give yourself time to unwind before bed. If your mind races at night, a simple habit like writing down tomorrow's tasks can help you stop carrying them into sleep. What you eat and drink also affects your energy. Skipping meals or relying on sugar can lead to energy crashes. Aim for balanced meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Drink enough water throughout the day because even mild dehydration can make you feel tired and foggy. If you often feel drained after eating, notice whether large meals or highly processed foods are part of the pattern. Movement can seem impossible when you are tired, but light activity often helps more than rest alone. A short walk, stretching, or a few minutes of fresh air can boost alertness and improve circulation. The goal is not intense exercise every time you feel low on energy. It is to break the cycle of sitting, scrolling, and feeling more sluggish. Stress is another major cause of fatigue. When your mind is constantly on alert, your body pays the price. Managing stress through breathing exercises, breaks, realistic planning, and saying no when necessary can conserve energy. Protect your time and attention, because mental overload is exhausting. If fatigue is persistent, severe, or happening even when you sleep well, it is important to speak with a healthcare professional. Ongoing tiredness can sometimes signal issues like anemia, thyroid problems, sleep disorders, or depression. Managing fatigue starts with better habits, but it also means knowing when your body needs more support. If you're constantly feeling tired, the right recipe can help support steadier energy throughout the day. One of the best options is a balanced bowl built around protein, fiber, healthy fat, and slow-digesting carbs. Think of it like fuel that lasts longer than a quick sugar rush. A simple fatigue-fighting recipe is a quinoa and salmon power bowl. Start with cooked quinoa as the base. Quinoa gives you complex carbohydrates and a little protein, which helps keep energy more stable. Add baked salmon for high-quality protein and omega-3 fats. These nutrients support overall health and may help you feel less drained when your diet is better balanced. Next, add spinach or kale for iron, folate, and magnesium. These nutrients are important because low iron or low magnesium can sometimes make fatigue worse. Include roasted sweet potatoes for slow-release energy and top everything with avocado for healthy fats that help keep you full. Finish with pumpkin seeds for extra magnesium and a little crunch. A squeeze of lemon and a drizzle of olive oil bring the flavors together. If you want a vegetarian version, swap the salmon for chickpeas or lentils. Both are rich in protein and fiber, and lentils also provide iron. Pair them with brown rice, spinach, roasted carrots, and tahini for a meal that supports steady energy without the crash. For a quick morning option, try overnight oats with Greek yogurt, chia seeds, berries, and walnuts. Oats provide slow-burning carbs, yogurt adds protein, chia supports hydration and fiber, and berries give natural sweetness, plus antioxidants. This is a great choice if your fatigue gets worse when you skip breakfast or eat something sugary. The key is not one magic ingredient. It's combining protein, complex carbs, healthy fats, and iron-rich foods in the same meal. Also, stay hydrated because even mild dehydration can make tiredness feel much worse. If fatigue is severe, sudden, or ongoing, it's important to check in with a healthcare professional. But for everyday energy support, these recipes are a smart place to start. Can fatigue lead to death? In some cases, yes, but usually not by fatigue alone. Fatigue is often a warning sign that the body is under stress, not a direct cause of death. It can come from sleep deprivation, illness, dehydration, overwork, blood loss, infection, or a serious medical problem that needs attention. Most healthy people feel tired after too little sleep or a long day, and rest fixes it. But extreme fatigue can become dangerous when it affects the brain, heart, or immune system. Severe sleep deprivation can cause poor judgment, hallucinations, slowed reactions, and accidents that can be fatal. Chronic exhaustion can also hide conditions like anemia, diabetes, heart disease, depression, or thyroid problems. In those cases, the real risk is the underlying illness, not the tiredness itself. There are also situations where fatigue is a sign of a life-threatening emergency. If someone is suddenly extremely weak, confused, fainting, short of breath, having chest pain, or unable to stay awake, they need urgent medical care. Fatigue with high fever, severe dehydration, black stools, vomiting, or bleeding can also signal something serious. Long-term fatigue can wear a person down, but death usually happens because the body's systems are failing for another reason. For example, untreated infection can lead to sepsis, heavy blood loss can cause shock, and severe dehydration can shut down organs. In each case, fatigue is one of the clues, not the whole story. So the answer is, fatigue can contribute to deadly situations, especially when it's extreme or ignored, but it's rarely the sole cause. If fatigue is sudden, severe, or unusual for you, it should be taken seriously. Rest helps ordinary tiredness. Persistent or extreme fatigue deserves a medical checkup. There you have it. Please remember, always take good care of yourself because health is wealth. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.